This adulting thing, let me tell you something, it ain't easy. You can't make it working a 9-to-5 job. I need to start a business now. I need to start doing hair. I need to start selling eyelashes. Like, it's not by force. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're coming back, I want to say a massive thank you so much for supporting my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notifications every single time I upload a video. At this time of the year, you know, mid-September, all the talk is about first year of uni, going into uni, and just life in uni basically. But what about those of us who have graduated? Do you know what I mean? So I thought it would be good for me to, you know, come on here and sort of share my experiences, give some tips, advice and whatnot on just life after uni based on like my experience and stuff like that. As you can see, I'm dressed for the occasion. This literally was not even on purpose. Like the hair, the shirt, like, it wasn't on purpose. Like, I know I'm gonna be talking about jobs and stuff like that, but I literally look like I'm at work, and I promise it wasn't on purpose. But in saying that, guys, look at this wig, please. Can somebody say corporate vibes? Because this wig is snatching edges. I'm sorry, like I'm coming for your position, yeah. But yeah, no, on a serious note, this wig was provided by a company called AliAnnabelle. I will be linking everything about this hair down below in the description box, and as I will be talking in the video, I will also be showing you just how I stick the hair down. It is a frontal, but it looks so natural. I absolutely love it. I feel like every time I come to you guys, like every other week, I'm here with a new bob. Like, you guys know I live for a classic bob. Like, you can't go wrong. I absolutely love it. And yeah, like I said, I'll be leaving everything down below in the description box. So without any further rambling, sit back, relax and enjoy the rest of this video. Okay, so as I said before, this wig is by a company called AliAnnabelle. They sent me a 14-inch lovely bob wig. If you know me, you know I'm all about the bobs. Literally, you can't have too many bobs. I literally have like boxes of bob wigs just lying there, and I just alternate between them, like literally. And this is the wig sort of straight out the box. I have done a little bit more plucking just to make the hairline look a bit more natural. And yeah, you guys are just gonna watch me install it basically. And while I do that, we're gonna talk about, yeah, the main topic for this video. So I just thought it would be a good idea to sort of talk about life like after uni, because I know a lot of students have just started uni now. By the way, I'm just gelling my hair down with my gummy wax. I just feel like this adulting thing, let me tell you something, it ain't easy. It's not easy, and I don't think there's like any amount of teaching anybody can do for you to prepare you for the reality of, you know, the adult life after uni. Not gonna lie to you, okay? So I'm just gonna put this wig on now that my hair's all gelled down. So when it comes to sort of life after uni, I would say like the first hurdle and the most obvious thing probably would be finding a graduate job. Obviously, you've graduated from uni. Now it's time to actually put all that knowledge that you've acquired from university, put it, you know, into practice. And I feel like this is where they don't tell you, yeah, how important experience actually is. And this is why I always say adulting is a scam, because you apply for jobs, yeah, that will help you to gain the experience that you need to sort of further your career later on in the future. But the same job that's supposed to help you gain that experience is now telling you you haven't got enough experience. Well, excuse me, like I've literally only just graduated. Experience where? And I feel like this is one of the main issues. I feel like, in my experience anyway, it wasn't sort of like emphasized enough how important experience actually is in whatever field it is that you're going into. A lot of the employers are going to be looking for one thing and one thing, not one thing only. Obviously your education matters, but experience plays such a huge role in the whole in the whole process, and you don't realize it until you graduate and you start applying for jobs and everyone is banging on about experience. I'm just like, experience where? Okay, so I've gone ahead and sort of cut off all the extra lace from around the front of the hair. I've also gone ahead and plucked the hair ever so slightly, just a little bit more, and sort of customized the lace like around the front, because my hairline is so troublesome sometimes when it comes to frontals. It comes so far forward that I have to cut away some of the lace like from the front to sort of, you know, adjust it to like my head shape and my hairline shape and whatever. So that's what I've done, and like plucked extra hair away. So it is looking a bit better now. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just show you guys how I stick it down. But anyway, yeah, so back to what we were saying. University is such an independent space where you don't always have like constantly have someone on your back telling you to do this, telling you to do that. It's like every man for himself, like every student for himself. It's either you take action and take responsibility for yourself, or you're done for, if that makes sense. So the uni, I feel like the uni will do its best to sort of let you know what opportunities are available to you, but it's up to you whether or not you actually do something with the opportunities that they give you. So in my case, yeah, I just didn't really fully understand the importance of like having experience. I just wish like if there was anything that I could have done differently, would probably be to take the whole, you know, experience thing more seriously, because there are opportunities, I can't lie to you. Like my uni, and I'm sure other unis, always had like employability fairs, you know, they check your CVs, like all of this that you're paying your £9,000 for. Make use of it, do you know what I mean? Like it's there for a reason. So if it's there, do something with it, because you're paying for it. Like it's a service that you're paying for. So if they're doing all this and they're offering all of these services and you're literally just allowing opportunities to pass you by, when you graduate, you're gonna feel it. Basically, you're gonna feel it. You're really gonna feel it. So yeah, like I literally had like a minimal amount of experience. When I say a minimal amount of experience, I mean like literally just not enough, basically. Yeah, my first year out of uni, can't lie to you, boy, that was a struggle. So I now had to take it upon myself to look for sort of volunteering positions and stuff like that to add to my CV. And it's like when you come out of uni, it's not volunteering that you want to be doing, do you know what I mean? Obviously I had my retail job on the side, but it's like I actually want to go into something like proper now, do you know what I mean? But because of that lack of experience, it's like you've got to add to it, and the only ways I knew to add to my experience was by volunteering. And it's like, obviously volunteering, you're not making any money off of it, you're doing it like once, twice a week. Like it's a bit shit, do you know what I mean? And the best time to obviously, you know, undergo all of this volunteering and all that jazz and basically working for free is obviously while you're at university. So now that I'm doing my masters, looking back, I've learned from my mistakes. I told myself I'm not making that mistake again, and I've, you know, taken up opportunities. I've like done like law clinic stuff at my uni, volunteered, you know, racking up the stuff on my CV, just so that when I, you know, obviously finally do come out of education like permanently for good, I've got the experience they're looking for. So yeah, if there's one thing that I do really want to emphasize, is to, you know, get that experience in, because it's really necessary. So yeah, I've just put on my glue and my got to be sprayed across like the whole like perimeter of my hairline. I'm gonna quickly blow dry it on like low heat till it's like tacky, and then I'm gonna stick the frontal on. So another thing that I feel like a lot of graduates struggle with coming out of uni in terms of like finding a job is just the whole process in general. You're out of uni, it's like, you know, 2-3 months down the line, you know, and then it gets to a point where you're starting to compare yourself to like some of your age mates. It's like, this person is finding a job, I still can't find a job. Like it's stressful, like it can be stressful, do you know what I mean? But you literally just have to trust the process, boy. Literally, that's the best advice that I can give you, because it's like you've come this far, the only thing that can keep you going is perseverance, do you know what I mean? Like there is something out there for everybody. You just literally need to keep looking. If you know, if you keep getting rejections, you just got to keep telling yourself, this job just wasn't for me, if that makes sense. This job just wasn't for me, and then just keep it pushing. And there's literally been so many stories I've heard of people, you know, struggling to find a job after uni, and like a year and a half later, you know, they find their dream job and they're happy. It literally just takes time for you to find that perfect job, and I feel like the whole process will even allow you to enjoy the job that much more, if that makes sense. Like how tedious it is and just how frustrating and stressful it can be when you finally get the job with the perfect pay, the perfect, you know, location. When you finally find that job, like, you'll appreciate it so much more, just because of how hard it was to find. And that's the same for just about anything in life. Literally, the harder it is to get and the more perseverant you are for it, when you finally do get it, you appreciate it so much more. Yeah, so my advice for that would literally just be to carry on going. Don't give up. You didn't come this far to just give up. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've gone through so many years of education since you were how many years old, through primary school, secondary school, you've gone through uni, only to get here. Like, this is your purpose. Literally, this is why you're here, is to carry out your purpose in life. Like, you're finally at that stage now. You just need to find that job, and I'm telling you, it will come. And I know another thing when it comes to looking for jobs that a lot of people worry about as well is how well they did, like, at uni, and what grade they graduated with, you know, whether they graduated with a 2-1, a 2-2, a first, or whatever. I feel like they look at how much experience you've got more than they look at what you graduated with. Like, yeah, you've got the degree, but in practice, how well do you perform, sort of thing. And that takes me back to the whole make sure you've got enough experience thing. Don't worry too much about your grade if you got a 2-2 and all your friends are graduating with a 2-1. Don't, you know, some people literally think it's the worst thing in the world that, oh my god, I didn't get a 2-1, I didn't get a first. Don't be too hard on yourselves, because at the end of the day, they're literally just numbers. It's how well you can actually perform in the job that they care more about, if that makes sense. Okay, so it's more or less stuck down now. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a washcloth, and I just wet it a little bit just to, like, neaten up, like, where I've got excess glue, so it's not all shiny. So when it comes to, like, my edges, I don't really like to do, like, baby hairs, but I like to just allow the hair to, like, fall wherever it wants to fall, if that makes sense. So, like, as I'm doing this, the hair is literally just dropping wherever it wants to drop, and I feel like that's how natural hair works anyway. Like, real hair just falls where it wants to fall. So yeah, you're out of uni, you're looking for a job and whatever. Just don't be too hard on yourself. Just enjoy the process. Well, enjoy the process, that's a lie. You cannot enjoy that process. It's stressful, I'm not gonna lie to you, but just don't let the stress get to you. You know what you want to do, go for it, you'll find the job. But then on the other hand, there are people that obviously come out of uni and they don't know what they want to do. You know, they're genuinely confused as to, you know, what that purpose is. You know, I've spoken a lot about purpose and, you know, knowing what you want to do and just enjoying the process and knowing that the job will come to you. But what if you don't actually know what that purpose is? What do you do? I know exactly how it feels, how stressful it can be, knowing that, you know, after all these years of uni and education, you still are not 100% sure about your purpose. Before we continue, I'm just gonna quickly straighten at the hair now that it's all stuck down. I like how this looks so far, I think so good. So in that situation, my advice to everyone would be, if you're in that position and you feel like you don't know what your purpose is, you don't know what you're supposed to do with your life after uni, you won't know until you try. Literally, you will not know until you try. Say for example, you've come out of uni studying a particular course, you know, and you feel like you're confused about whether or not it's something you're actually passionate about. You will literally not know until you actually try, and there's no harm in trying. You can literally quit a job at any time. Do you know what I mean? If anything, you've literally just added to your resume, you've added to your CV, you've literally got nothing to lose but to keep trying. Like, your 20s, I feel like, is the time for you to, like, keep basically trying new things and sort of breaking out of your comfort zone. I can't lie to you, this is something that me myself, I've struggled to do. I have struggled to sort of break out of my comfort zone, and it's something that I really want to work on coming 2020. No more comfort zones. Literally, you cannot grow, you know, remaining in your comfort zone. You have to break out of it. And I know it's easy to remain in situations where you're familiar with everything, your surroundings, your environment, and just staying where you're comfortable, if that makes sense. But comfortability will not help you to grow. Like, if there's anything that I've learned, like leaving uni, comfortability will not help you to grow at all. You're not going to grow being comfortable. You have to make yourself uncomfortable in order to learn new things and sort of just break those like barriers and just live outside the box a little bit. Do you know what I mean? How are you going to experience life living in a box? Literally, that's how I think about it. How are you going to know what that purpose is supposed to be if you're not willing to like try? Do you know what I mean? Just try and experience different things. If you're not comfortable, you know, for a certain period of time, okay, at least I tried, on to the next. Do you know what I mean? Keep it pushing, literally. I know that the adulting world is scary, it's unfamiliar, but that's the whole point. Like you have to grow up and like grow out of the idea of being comfortable all the time. Being comfortable will not make you rich. Being comfortable will not make you rich, and the richest people in the world will tell you that literally you cannot live within your comfort zone for the rest of your life. You have to try. If you're trying to find your purpose, try different things. Oh, like I might have a passion for this, or I might be interested in this, do you know what I mean? And just try it out. If it doesn't work, on to the next. Like everyone has a purpose. It's just the process of sort of finding that purpose that I understand can be quite, you know, tedious and confusing. But another thing I would say is pray about it. That should have been the #1 thing that I even suggested, not gonna lie to you, because it's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's like the easiest thing to do, to just get up and try this and get up and try that, and like sort of stepping out of your comfort zone. Like the whole working world in general is unfamiliar. It's not something that we're used to. We're fresh out of university. We're not used to working 9 to 5 and, you know, a big corporate company with these big white men and women. Like, it's new, especially I'm speaking as a black woman in the corporate world. It ain't easy. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it, but it's just something that, you know, we are eventually going to have to get used to. But yeah, like I said, prayer is definitely key in situations like that, and it's not gonna come overnight. You're not gonna pray and wake up tomorrow with and you found, you know, purpose all of a sudden. No, that's not how it works. It's going to take time. It's going to take, you know, like I said before, breaking out of your comfort zone and praying to God for the courage, you know, to break out of that comfort zone and just experience new things. And eventually down the line, I am telling you, you're going to find that purpose. It takes time, it takes courage, it takes faith, it takes a whole lot, but it will happen. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sort of flatten the top of the frontal to make it look like more natural. So far, this is one of the best bob wigs that I've received so far. Literally, I love the what do you call it, the density of it. Like sometimes they come and they're just too thick, like you don't get this much movement in it at all, but this is literally the perfect. Like I even look like I'm even going to work. I'm in my white shirt. I'm like, this was not intentional, by the way. Like I didn't mean to come here and talk about finding jobs looking like I you know, I'm at work. Like it wasn't the purpose, and I lied to you, but I mean, you know, it works. But yeah, no, as I was saying, so the whole finding the purpose thing, with that, I've seen like a lot of discussion like on Twitter, like almost daily, about the whole 9 to 5 versus entrepreneur thing. And I see a lot of people sort of beating down the whole 9 to 5 thing, like, oh, you can't make a milli if you're working a 9 to 5, and you can't do this if you're working a 9 to 5, and you can't do that. Like, you're basically not living life if you're working a 9 to 5, which I absolutely don't agree. I don't agree with that, I'm not gonna lie to you. As much as I do like advocate for sort of like creatives, because I'm a creative myself, do you know what I mean? But if there are people out there that genuinely do find happiness in waking up and, you know, if you feel fulfillment in what you're doing, like as a career, do not let anybody tell you otherwise. Like I don't even understand why there is this argument in the first place of, you know, 9 to 5 versus being an entrepreneur. if that is what you found your purpose in, then 1000% go for it. Don't allow anyone to make you feel like, you know, coming out of uni, oh my god, I need to start a business now, I need to start doing hair, I need to start selling eyelashes. Like, it's not by force, literally. And I feel like this is the reason why nowadays we have, it's just so, like, don't get me wrong, like, everybody can do what they want to do. If you want to start a business, start a business. But I feel like the passion, that you can just tell in a business when the passion isn't even there. And there's so many businesses like that nowadays. Like on Instagram, you see them every day, literally, just because they feel like they felt pressured into doing something that they're not passionate about because they feel like they won't make enough money working a 9-to-5. And I just feel like, just do everything for the right reasons. I feel like that's the point I'm trying to make right now. If you feel like a 9-to-5 is something that you're passionate about, in whatever field you're working in, then absolutely go for it, and don't allow anyone to tell you otherwise. If it's something you want to do, then do it. If it's being a creative you want to do for your own, as a result of your own passion and not because of the pressures of, you know, social media and what everyone says on Twitter, then absolutely go for it. Because at the end of the day, you need to think about it in the long run. In the long run, if the passion is not there, you're literally stuck doing something for the rest of your life, potentially, that you're miserable doing. And I think this is where the whole 9-to-5 versus being an entrepreneur thing started in the first place. Because a lot of people feel like working a 9-to-5, you're just doing it, like, a lot of people just feel like they're doing it to survive, if that makes sense, and not because they actually enjoy it. Whereas they feel like they could do something that they could actually, you know, be passionate about. Like, so many hairdressers actually love doing hair. They wake up every morning and they look forward to doing hair, like, regardless of, like, how, I'm not saying it's easy, doing hair is easy, like, that doesn't make it easy. I feel like every career has its ups and it has its downs. So, but regardless of its ups and regardless of its downs, they're still able to wake up and happily do it every single day for the rest of their lives, as compared to like a 9-to-5 where they literally feel like they're doing it just to pay the bills. There's no passion. So in that sense, yeah, I do understand like that, like where the argument comes from, if that makes sense. But I just don't agree with the whole you can't make it, quote unquote make it, work in a 9-to-5 job. Like, I don't agree with that. As long as you have the passion, you have the skill set, you will grow, like, you will become that CEO. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use some olive oil mousse just to sort of set the top of my head and like the side where I've tucked it behind, so everything lies nice and flat. Okay, so for finishing touches, I'm just gonna go ahead and put some frizzies on my hair, and this is literally just going to add a bit of shine to it and also help with the flyaways. And I think this just adds that extra, like the extra shine, as you can see. Like, look at that. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, this is one of the best bob wigs that I've had. I went ahead and just put in some concealer down the middle as well, just to give like the center part a bit of color and to make it look a bit more like scalp, because I literally didn't have to bleach the knots. I didn't bleach the knots, it came like this. The lace is blending in like, I don't even know what, but for hair that literally has not been manipulated too much, like at all, this is, I'm impressed. Like, I'm impressed. Literally all I've done is cut the lace, stick it down, straighten it, and look how easy that was. Like, I actually really like, this is one of the best bob wigs that I've had, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, this is giving me corporate vibes. Like, sis, we're ready for work, let's go. Like, oh my god, like, I really like this wig. As always, I will leave the information on the hair down below in the description box. As I said before, it's by AliAnnabelle Hair. I absolutely love it. The lace, I feel like I've done an alright job of like blending that out nicely. Like, I didn't have to do too much at all. Yeah, this is a bit of me, not lie to you, you know, it's a bit me. But yeah, that's more or less what I feel like I have to say about the whole life after uni thing. Whatever it is that you want to pursue, just make sure you have the passion for it. Pray about it. If it's, you know, purpose that you're struggling to find, pray about it. If you don't know where to start, pray about it. Literally just everything, just pray. Do you know what I mean? That's literally how I am where I am today, is through prayer. Like, trust me girl, I've been there, done that. Was a struggle, but by God's grace we're here today and everything will be fine. I literally pray for each and every single one of you that has graduated or is about to graduate, or even if you've literally just started uni. I pray that you have a fruitful 3 years at university, or however many years you're in university for, that you come out with flying colors, that you come out successful, and yeah, just ready to tackle the future, because it ain't easy but it's doable. Literally, if I can do it, you could do it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.